So, you're in the kitchen, flipping some salmon on the stove, when out of nowhere, your dog appears. They're not barking, not begging, just sitting there, nose in overdrive, eyes locked on your every move. And you already know what they're thinking. Your food smells amazing and they want it too. Now, if you're like most dog parents, your first instinct might be to sneak them a little bite. After all, it's salmon. It's healthy, it's fancy. But then comes the hesitation. Is this actually safe for my dog? You see, just because it's good for us doesn't automatically mean it's safe for them. And when it comes to feeding your pup human food, even the good stuff needs a closer look. In this video, we will unpack whether dogs can eat salmon. And we're not just saying yes or no, we're covering the whole story. So you'll know exactly what to do next time your pup gives you that "are we sharing?" look. Let's get right into the video. Fact number 1. Yes, dogs can eat salmon, but not just any kind. Salmon isn't toxic to dogs. In fact, when it's properly prepared, it can be a healthy, protein-rich treat that supports their skin, coat, joints, and brain. That sounds like a win, right? True. But here's the catch. The salmon has to be cooked, and not just a little bit. We're talking entirely, thoroughly cooked. Raw or undercooked salmon can carry parasites like Rickettsia helminthica, which causes salmon poisoning disease. And yes, it's precisely as serious as it sounds. It's rare, but when it happens, it can be fatal if not treated quickly. While the idea of giving your pup a little bite of that raw, sushi-grade salmon might sound fancy, it's one of the worst things to share with them. Dogs need their salmon fully cooked, completely bone-free, and served without all the extra stuff we humans add. Fact number 2. It's all about how you prepare it. Now that we know dogs can eat salmon, the next big question is how to prepare it. Because here's where things can go sideways. When we cook salmon for ourselves, it's usually dressed up. A little garlic, some lemon juice, maybe a sprinkle of salt, or a buttery pan-sear. Delicious for us, but terrible for dogs. The reality is that dogs don't need the seasoning. Adding garlic and onion, even in small amounts, is toxic to them. Are you thinking of adding salt and butter? It's not much better. They can irritate your dog's stomach or even lead to long-term health issues if they're eating them regularly. Then there's the cooking method. Fried or smoked salmon may sound fancy, but all that extra oil or processing still isn't doing your dog any favors. What they need is something simple. Think baked, grilled, or steamed. No oils, no spices, just plain, well-cooked salmon, which includes removing the skin if it's overly fatty. It might feel boring to us, but for your dog, that plain piece of fish is still a 5-star meal. It smells amazing, it tastes great to them, and most importantly, it won't mess with their system. Remember, giving them a taste of your food is not just about sharing, it's about ensuring what you share is good for them. Fact number 3. The bones in salmon are dangerous for your dogs. If you've ever eaten salmon yourself, you know that tiny bones slip through occasionally. Even when it's filleted and through, it's usually no big issue for us. We pick it out and move on. But for dogs, that little bone can turn into a big problem, fast. Salmon bones are small and brittle, especially when cooked, and that's exactly what makes them risky. When your dog bites into one, it can splinter like dry wood. Those sharp fragments can lodge in their throat, poke through their gums, or get stuck in the digestive tract. It's painful and dangerous. In some cases, it may mean an emergency trip to the vet, and nobody wants that. What's even trickier is how easily bones can go unnoticed. A small sliver might be hiding in a bite that looks completely safe. Salmon bones are thin and sometimes almost translucent. Unlike larger, obvious bones in meat cuts like ribs or chickens, they're not easy to chew through. While some people assume that just one little bone won't hurt, it depends on the dog. Some pups will swallow first and deal with the consequences later. Others may start coughing, gagging, or showing signs of discomfort almost immediately. Neither outcome is something you want to risk over a piece of fish. If you're preparing salmon at home, take your time when flaking the fish apart. Use your fingers or a fork to feel for any leftover bones, even if the fillet looks clean. It only takes a few seconds and could save your dog from a lot of pain, or you from a vet bill that starts with a $sign and ends in heartbreak. Being a little more hands-on in the kitchen means your dog gets the treat they're drooling over without the hidden hazard buried inside. And when it comes to their health, that's a trade-off worth making. Fact number 4. Salmon isn't just safe. It's very good for your dog. Once you've gotten the preparation right and ensured no bones are in sight, you're left with something more than just safe. You're left with a genuinely nutritious treat. Salmon is not one of those superfoods with more hype than substance. For dogs, it's the real deal. as it is packed with nutrients that support their health in ways you'll notice. Let's start with the biggest one: omega-3 fatty acids. These healthy fats are essential for keeping your dog's skin hydrated and coat shiny. If your pup gets itchy, flaky, or dry skin, omega-3s can help soothe that from the inside out. They also have anti-inflammatory properties, which can be a game changer for dogs with joint issues or arthritis. You might notice more pep in their step, especially as they age. Then there's the protein. Dogs are natural carnivores, and they thrive on high-quality, digestible proteins. Salmon delivers that in spades. It helps with muscle maintenance and tissue repair, and keeps your dog feeling strong and energized without weighing them down with heavy fats or additives. The benefits don't stop at muscles and joints. Salmon is also rich in vitamins B12 and D, along with minerals like selenium and potassium. These nutrients contribute to nerve function, immune system support, and heart health. What makes this even better is how well most dogs tolerate salmon, especially when it is cooked simply. For dogs with sensitivities or digestive issues, salmon is often easier on the stomach and can even be found as the main ingredient in some hypoallergenic dog foods. With this kind of nutritional profile, you'd be smart to add salmon to your dog's diet plan. Fact number 5. A little goes a long way, but too much can cause trouble. Even with all those health benefits, there's one thing you need to remember when feeding your dog salmon. It's not meant to be their main course. It's a treat, a supplement, a once-in-a-while kind of thing, not an everyday indulgence. Here's why. Salmon is naturally rich in fats, but if your dog eats too much of it, that richness can overwhelm their digestive system. You might notice mild symptoms at first, like a soft stool or some extra gas. Still, in more sensitive dogs, it can escalate to vomiting, diarrhea, or even pancreatitis, especially if they're already prone to digestive issues. Feeding your dog salmon daily can throw off their diet balance. Even good nutrients, when given in excess, can push out your dog's needs. And most commercial dog foods are already nutritionally complete, meaning they're formulated to cover all your dog's daily needs. Adding too much extra can tip the scales no matter how healthy. Now, let's talk about how much is too much. It depends entirely on your dog. Their size, age, breed, activity level, and individual tolerance all play a role. What works for a 75-pound lab might be too much for a 10-pound terrier. That's why it's always best to start small. A couple of bites mixed into their regular food or offered as a standalone treat once or twice a week is usually more than enough. Keep an eye on how they respond. If everything looks good, you can keep it in the rotation. But if you start noticing changes in their digestion, it's a sign to scale back. Fact number 6. Not all salmon is created equal, and not all dogs should eat it. Now that you know how to prepare salmon safely and serve it in moderation, there's one last piece to the puzzle. While salmon can be great for most dogs, it's not always a green light for every situation. For instance, canned salmon. It's convenient, easy to store, and can seem like a quick shortcut when you're not up for cooking. But here's the catch. Most canned salmon is packed in oil. The extra added fats in oil can upset your dog's stomach, especially if they already have sensitive digestion or underlying health issues. If you do want to use canned salmon, go for the kind packed in water. Even then, it's worth giving it a quick rinse under cool water to remove any lingering salt or excess fat. Then there's the allergy factor. While many dogs tolerate salmon well, some are prone to fish-based allergies or food sensitivities you might not know about yet. If your dog is new to salmon, watch closely after the first few servings. Signs like itching, ear infections, vomiting, or loose stool could mean they're reacting to the new protein. Of course, if your dog has a condition like pancreatitis, obesity, or chronic digestive issues, even something as healthy as salmon might not be appropriate. That's when it's time to talk to your vet. At the end of the day, no one knows your dog like you do. Your dog's age, breed, health history, and even personality all affect how it handles new foods. Just like anyone you love, you want to ensure your dogs are happy, healthy, and safe. That's why you paused before sharing that bite of salmon, and why you looked this up. And honestly, that care says a lot. Now that you know the facts, you're not just tossing scraps their way, but making informed, thoughtful choices. You're cooking it right, skipping the seasonings, checking for bones, and keeping the portions right. But speaking about right, it's not just enough to give your dogs the right food. You should also know how much they love you too. In the next video, you will learn the various hidden ways your dog says, "I love you." See you there.